Now I need to go to one thing from the previous, the thing I skipped last time. The thing I skipped last time, يا شباب, it was about downcasting. Now we talked about upcasting. Everything حكينا عنه is upcasting. يعني هلا we have rectangle, circle, triangle. When I put them in a shapes array, when I define the array as shapes, when I say shape 0 is equal to new rectangle, or shape 1 is equal to new circle, or shape 2 is equal to new triangle, this is upcasting. In upcasting, يعني this is valid. If you remember here, we did this here in the animal حتى. In this example, see? Animal, new animal. Here no casting. Animal, new animal. Static حتى, صح ولا لا? يعني we know which method will be called. But now when I say animal, my cat, new cat, هو cat is an animal. But which method to call is only going to be known at runtime. صح ولا لا? This is upcasting. Here, my dog, animal sound. So which method to call we know only at runtime. I stopped here. I said upcasting, when you use this in polymorphism, class A, then class B extends A. You still can say A is equal to new B. But this is called upcasting. هون سألتنا عن زياد امبارح في المحاضرة اللي فاتت. فهمتوا ليش دائما methods لازم يكون عندنا في السب كلاس مش using the objects directly or the data members directly. Here now A, this A upcast دائما راح تعملها to achieve polymorphism يا عبدو. It's all about polymorphism here. How to polymorphically. We need to use upcasting. The sequence or the collection will be of superclasses or interfaces, and the contents will be a variety of subclasses. ماشي الحال? This is you are doing nothing. It's okay. Okay. طيب. If it's not in a collection, if you are sure you only have triangles or rectangles, but what if you have shapes of different types? Casting يا طحان is changing one type to another. خليكم معنا. هلا here you are creating a B, but you're saying it's A. Now, the A reference now, we need to know one important thing. The A reference can access all the methods of the class A, all the variables of class A. But A, since you are using upcasting now, what it can access from class B? Only the overridden methods. It cannot access anything because this is dynamic, as I told you. I'll explain to you here when I explained this first example, when I did the animal test, I deleted the code here, but there used to be something when I create dog, new dog, I know which method. But now this is dynamic. So the object A can only access the overridden method of B, but everything from class A. Then I went to another example. I said, runtime polymorphism can only be achieved when you use what? When you use methods, not data members. Here, speed limit is a data member of the bike, and speed limit is a data member of the Honda. Honda extends bike. If you say bike is equal to new Honda, fine. You can access all the overridden method in Honda objects, but you cannot access the data member speed limit of Honda. So if you output object speed limit, it will output the object speed limit 90, the one of the super class. You cannot achieve runtime polymorphism with data members, only by methods. Only by methods. Runtime polymorphism cannot be achieved with data members. كل الحكي تمام. هلا here, when you say animal A1, A2, A3, all are animal. A1 new animal, no casting here. عادي. The left side is equal to the right side. But when the left side is a superclass and the right side is a subclass, you are doing upcasting. When the left side is a superclass and the right side is another subclass, this is upcasting. You A3 can call everything in the animal class, but only can call the overridden methods in the subclass. Does that make sense? Tamam. So I explained also what is static and dynamic binding. I explained that. And another example here is static and dynamic binding. You have a class dog. You say dog is equal to new dog. So you know at runtime, before you run the program, You know D1 is a dog and the object instantiated is a dog. So when you call the eat method, you would call the eat method of a dog. Definitely. صح ولا لا? Right? This is static. But in the other example, you have an animal and then you have a subclass of animal, which is what? Dog. And this dog has eat method. Now you are doing upcasting here again, upcasting. When you call d1.eat, which eat method will be called? The one in the dog. طيب, why we say it's dynamic, not static? Maybe after a minute you will say you will say D1 is equal to new cat. D1.eat. Then what's going to happen? We will call the eat method of cat. Then you say D1 is equal to new horse. D1.eat. Then which eat method will be called? The D1 of the eat method of the horse. So this is the difference by static and dynamic binding. كل الحكي كان ايش مقدمة للموضوع هلا هون. هلا خليكم معنا في الكلاس راح نحكي عن موضوع مهم اللي هو الداونكاستنج مش الابكاستنج هلا. تمام؟ الموضوع اللي هو الداونكاستنج مش الابكاستنج. ايش القصة هون؟ هلا here they are all let's go back to the shape يا شباب. كنت اقول يا بنات. تمام؟ Okay. Let's go back to the shape. You remember the shape is an abstract class. Get area, get name, and one non-abstract method is say hi. Now in the shape test, if you recall, I create an array of shapes. Then I can say new triangle, new rectangle, new circle. كل الحكي I can say it. But when I call them here, when I say shape 0, new triangle, I only can call, because this is upcasting, I only can call the overridden method of the triangle object. صح ولا لا? I cannot call any non-overridden method. يعني if the triangle object has its own extra methods, I cannot call them. ماشي الحال. طيب. What if you have separate methods? يعني what if the subclass has extra methods that casually you need to call them? Casually you need to do them. هلا here triangle شوفوا يا شباب. Triangle T1. Here there is no upcasting or downcasting. T1 dot الله أكبر. T1 dot عندي method اسمها triangle method. شايفينها؟ This method is only available in the triangle class. I can call it here. Because triangle, no upcasting, no downcasting, it's clear. This is static binding. But if I'm using them as shapes here with upcasting, I can only call the methods that are available in the abstract class. صح ولا لا؟ ماشي الحال. طيب. Now, what we should do if we need to use the methods. Here, I need to use the method of the triangle. I need to use the method of the triangle that's only available to triangle. الباقي كلهم ما عندهم شيء بس التريانجل. In this case, you need to downcast it. Downcast it back to a triangle. يعني من فوق لتحت. هو الشيب أصلا يا عيسى. Downcast shape to triangle. Upcast triangle to a shape. You get my point. So it's either from top to bottom or from bottom to up. Bottom to up is upcasting. Down to top, bottom is up to bottom is high. Now what you do? You cannot cast any class to any class. You cannot cast a dinosaur to a rabbit or make it a flower, huh? And you can cast it if it's only has the same features, huh? So what you do to avoid any exception and program failure, you can say if in the loop here, if S instance of, I think we talked about instance of. Instance of what? Triangle. Aha. Only in this case, I need to downcast the shape to a triangle. سهلة. Triangle. TT, for example, equals, this is how you cast the object. Triangle of S. So now, you are casting the shape, downcasting the shape to a triangle. يعني جبته من فوق. When you cast it to a triangle, it should be correct. يعني it's not going to cast anything. Now, if you say TT.
دكتور, the square, this is not a shape.
استنى شوي.
Okay.
استنى شوي ما فهمت عليك. قول ايش
مش هو بيروح لل C1 و S1 و T1 و R1.
لا ما له علاقه فيهم. انا بحكي عن اللي جوا الهاي ما له علاقه فيهم. اوكي هلا هم خلص طالما في الارray you are working with array object. The array is of type what?
shapes.
shapes خلاص they are shapes تمام يعني here
اوكي
اوكي triangle انا بدي triangle صح انا حطيت now if it's an instance of triangle if it's a circle don't do anything if it's a rectangle don't do anything if a triangle don't do anything now let's only rectangle خلينا نتأكد أنا okay see now it will only call the method only if it's what a triangle if it's not a triangle like rectangle or square or a circle it will only call those methods that were overridden from the superclass so downcasting when you use instance of makes it safe otherwise if you don't use this and you call me Dr. الكود مش شغال yes the code مش شغال because you are trying to make a square circle and a circle square this is class casting exception see على طول you're gonna get class casting exception you only do the casting if what if it's an instance of you only do the downcasting if it's an instance of otherwise you get an exceptions upcasting is always safe because a subclass is a superclass superclass to subclass which is down is not safe unless it's an instance of the subclass. Ahmed Abdul, alhamdulillah, tamam. Let us see another example. Here the horse has a new method. He says public void horse way. I have horse methods, okay? Sys out, this method is only available to the horse. ماشي الحال. I like steep roads and long rides. تمام. This method horseway is only available with what? With a horse. طيب now see يا شباب the previous example we were talking about abstract classes. Now we are talking about ايش؟ interface. No problem. I will go to the here all are animals صح ولا لا I will check if here if it's an instance even if it's a if A which is an interface صح instance of horse تعالوا come here come inside horse you are not creating a new object. You are only downcasting it. You are not saying new, صح? Horse A. خلاص. H. What is the method, ya Yaman? Horseway, صح? This is only going to be done if it's a horse. So you are in the safe side because you are using instance of. ماشي الحال. So if it's a horse, تمام? Let me make two horses, I'll make 3 also horse. Animals 3 equals to new horse. Okay, تمام. تعال هون. So now I will take only 30 seconds from your time. So this is going to be safe because downcasting is not safe unless you check. If you upcasting is always fine ما عندنا مشكلة. واضحة؟ وين الهورس راح؟ Horses, وين الهورس? I like what? Steep way and long rides. I like steep way and long rides. Does that make sense يا شباب? So you see how you use instance of when you do downcasting. If you have specific things that are specific to the subclass or subclass, you can check. أقول لك, let us go to the dog now. If you have a minute, you can stay. I'll make a separate method in the dog. Public void dog way. تمام. Sys out. I am and best friend. Feed me well. تمام. Now I have a method in the dog called dog way. You cannot call it unless you downcast it, okay? يلا شوف معي else يلا else what? If a instance of what? dog صارت الأمور واضحة صح ولا لا؟ dog d equals cast the a تمام and call which method? dog dot dog way صح؟ وصلت الفكرة؟ ماشي الحال I think. وين Dugway? I am man's best friend. Feed me well. You cannot do this without checking the instance first. ماشي الحال. Today I have a tutorial. Hopefully I'm not gonna cancel